Hello, my name is Aisha Proya, and I will be presenting the front-end interface for our pantry inventory system. We all know that due to the COVID-19 pandemic that many consumers have altered their dining habits. Some typical solutions are searching the web for recipes and then hunting for the ingredients, going in the kitchen and searching for combinations you may like, settling for a bland, boring option or a boxed meal kit. Instead of falling back on these undesired and often unhealthy options, there may be a recipe for the ingredients already at hand. Some features that we have are sign up and login, inventory add and update, search recipe API based off the inventory in your kitchen. I'll be showing the front end interface for our group project. As you can see, it's just a very simple layout, user friendly, mobile responsive, nothing too complicated, just simple. The users can store their recipes, access their inventory, access their account information, and then sign out of their account once they're finished using the system. Next up will be Steve. He will be going over our functional requirements. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Stephen Lotze, and I will be discussing the functional requirements of our project. First, the user will be able to create an account by providing a valid email address and password. After signing up, the user will receive an email from the system verifying that the account has been created. After successfully registering, the user will then be able to log into their personal account with the email and password they used to create the account. After logging in, the user can then choose to add inventory to their pantry. The user will be presented a list of possible ingredients. Alternatively, the user can choose to search for a specific ingredient or use the UPC barcode scanner. By simply checking the box next to an ingredient, that ingredient is added to the pantry and saved on the database. The user can add additional criteria to a recipe search. For example, the user can add mealtime, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, nationality, food type, such as breads, soups, and pastas, dietary restrictions, or preparation time. The system will return a list of recipes that only contain the ingredients in the user's pantry and the additional search criteria selected by utilizing the API. When the recipe list is returned, the user shall be able to sort and filter the list based on the same various criteria: mealtime, nationality, food type, and preparation time. After a successful search, the user can then mark recipes as a favorite or dislike. Marking a recipe as a favorite will push it to the top of the search results in subsequent searches. Marking a recipe as a dislike will prevent a recipe from showing in future search results. The user can go into the Favorites Dislike screen to alter this list at any time. The user shall be able to add their own personal recipes to the database. If the user performs a search and a personal recipe is viable with the ingredients in the pantry and the search criteria, the personal recipe will be added to the search results. Finally, there is the If All Else Fails option. If the user is unable to find a suitable recipe, selecting this option will launch Google Maps to find restaurants within the user's area. And this concludes the functional requirements of our project.
Hello, my name is Justin Bingosh, and I will be going over the non-functional requirements for our pantry inventory system. First, the user will be required to have internet access to allow them to connect to our web server and to the external APIs that we will be using. The system should be easy to use for all users by being user-friendly and intuitive to use. The system should be able to provide search results quickly. The user should be able to add ingredients to their pantry quickly and efficiently and be able to view the ingredients in their pantry. The user shall not be able to modify recipes in the main database, but shall be able to add their own recipes to the database on the web server. And that concludes the non-functional requirements for our pantry inventory system.
Hello, my name's Matthew Wadsworth, and I'll be doing a demonstration on the pantry inventory, adding and removing, and search functionality. This will be our user interface. Once you're signed on, you could go to the home and you'll be able to search your recipe based on either ingredients or whether it's an entree, a dessert. I'll give you an example here. Let's say we have chicken as our primary ingredient, and it will just query the API and get us a list of recipes that where chicken's one of the main ingredients. Or you could search others like shrimp or tomato. Or if you're just looking for entree, or a dessert. Now these are just some of the basic functionalities on querying our list of recipes. And now I'll show you a demo of adding to your own personal inventory, your own personal pantry inventory. So if you go to My Inventory, Add Item, this gives you the option. You could add any item like chicken. You can select the quantity you may have in your pantry. And as you can see at the bottom is the list of your current inventory. And you can see all the items were added here: chicken, bread, tomatoes. You can also make adjustments on the quantity of your inventory. So let's say we get a couple more chicken, and you can update your inventory. Or if you need it to remove something, if you just set your inventory to 0 and update it there, it will remove the item from your inventory. And even if you were to add an item, since it is primarily based on the name, if you had the name currently in your inventory at the bottom here, it will just add to your quantity. So now you see we got 2 tomatoes. Or even if, let's say you got 5 more tomatoes, it will add the 5 to your inventory. Well, those are the functionalities for adding, removing the inventory, and searching for recipes based on ingredients or recipe type. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Samantha Holland, and I will be presenting the if all else fails aspect of our application. Should the user be unable to find a recipe that fits their taste, they will be able to launch a form of Google Maps that will highlight nearby restaurants that they can dine at. For this example, we are going to be at the National World War I Museum and Memorial in Kansas City. If we zoom out just a little bit from where we're at, we will be able to see we have these purple markers. So what these are restaurants that have tagged themselves as restaurants, as this uses the Google Places API. which allows places to be identified by markers such as restaurant, gym, markets, whatever they choose. Anything that is identified with that restaurant tag, it will highlight with this fuchsia marker that if clicked, it will tell you the name of that restaurant and the location. You can zoom in on these just like you would a regular one. As this is specifically for restaurants, other markers do not have that clickable aspect to tell you what they are or where they're at. This application does work separate at the moment. It does need added to the pantry system as a clickable option, and that will be completed later prior to the final state of this application. Thank you.